Hello, my friends. I'm back. I am going to, I need to get everything pulled up on the computer, and I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. But, hello, my name is Tangi. This is Freedom Homestead, and this is Wellness Wednesday, week 19. Week 19, oh my goodness. I don't know if I've ever stuck with an eating plan this long, to be quite honest with you. But I see some people are joining me. Hi, Major Victory. I love your thumbnail. Is that Captain America? Because Captain America is my absolute favorite superhero across the board. I love me some Captain America. So yeah. But yeah, let me know that you're here. Tell me where you're watching from. I'd love to hear from you. Don't be shy. And I said on Facebook that if you have any exercise or keto questions, I would be happy to answer your questions, but I can only speak from experience. I am not. Hey, oh my goodness, Ohio, Alabama, Connecticut. Hey, Melissa. I am week 19, isn't that crazy? New Hampshire. I didn't realize you were in New Hampshire. That's awesome. Minnesota, New York, Indiana. Hey, Aurora. But yes, okay. So as I was saying, I will be happy to answer any questions, but I can only speak from experience. I am not Kentucky also, very cool. Texas, watching from work. We'll try to keep it down, Jessica. But yeah, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I am just someone who has recently become passionate about fitness and health. And I don't have 16, 17, or 18 because we have been so crazy busy between Vacation Bible School, Revival, the end of softball, the beginning of 4-H rifle shooting for my son. My work has picked up, and we have a guest this week at our house. I mean, it's just been one thing after another. So I am way behind. But, okay, so since this is Wellness Wednesday, oh, nope, Kathy, it's totally not you. It is definitely me. It's definitely me. But since this is Wellness Wednesday, I do break up my Wellness Wednesdays into 3 parts, as you guys know. We talk about my week in review, which will be weeks in review because I am like 3 weeks behind. And then what the scale is looking like these days and what I plan on doing going forward. My work, I continue to be a virtual assistant, and I will also tell you guys that there is a storm passing over us right now, so hopefully I won't lose you, but if something happens, I will hop back on, so like refresh and see if there's like another video or something that pops up. Okay, anyway, so I am a virtual assistant, and I have, at the tail end of working with Homesteaders of America, I wanted to just kind of focus on one genre because I also work for a real estate agent. And that's what I've been doing for a year now, working for this real estate agent. And the firm that this real estate agent is with has hired me to do their social media management, as well as one of the brokers of the firm. So that's kept me busy, which is a blessing. My family definitely needs it. But what's cool is that I'm staying all in the same, like in the real estate realm. So all of my research and everything can be is streamlined and more focused on one particular thing instead of a broad range of other things. So, doing VWIC, okay, very cool. Yay, that is awesome. Very cool. Hello, Homestead in the Highlands. Thank you for being here. Okay, so weeks in review. Okay, so the last time I left y'all, it was what? Week, was it 14 or 15? And you know, I was doing good, feeling good, still am. So basically what has happened is I have kept with eating keto most of the time. Thank you, week 15, thank you. So I have kept with eating keto most of the time. What I'm really trying to work on is balance. I tend to be an all or nothing kind of personality. So I have to be one or the other, but I know that that's not healthy when it comes to food. Oh, cool. Thanks for being here, Hudson Homestead. Be careful though. Let's see. So I am trying to learn balance. I'm trying to give myself permission to eat things that are not on plan, but also being mindful and not allowing those treats to throw me off. Hey, Courtney. Oh, you're so sweet. Okay. So that's what I've been working on. So Father's Day, we had, what did we eat? I can't remember that far back, but I do remember there were a lot of things on the table that was not on plan, but I told myself that's okay. It's one meal. And if you guys watch, she used to be called Farmer Meemaw, but now her channel is called, quite frankly, Jen, Keto Life or something like that. One of my favorite things that she said, she commented on something of mine, and she said, keto is not a life sentence. It is a tool, and that is so, so true. So that's what I'm trying to remind myself, is I can still enjoy some things, but I just have to remember to get right back on track and not let my mistakes just make me feel like, oh, I've blown it, it's time to give up, I've derailed. But it does take some work, like, getting back on track, because once you have things that are not on plan, you tend to like crave a lot of foods, and you start craving carbs and things like that. So it's a mind thing. And it's funny because somebody commented on one of my Instagram posts very recently, just like within the last few days, and they asked me, is keto easier than other plans? Well, I was glad that she asked that, because quite honestly, I had already been thinking about this, and the answer is no. Keto is not easier than other plans. It's not easier than Weight Watchers. It's not easier than paleo. It's not easy. No plan is easy. You have to work at no matter what you decide to go with. I think it really all depends on what your goals are. So my goal is to be healthy, and is to be free of sugar addiction, and to have a mostly sugar-free eating style, because I recognize that sugar really is the devil. I mean, and it really is. When you think about with the typical American diet, the standard American diet, how much sugar we consume, and it's in everything. It's in absolutely everything. So, and I recognize that, and I know that for my family history, that sugar can be very detrimental when consumed in huge quantities. And when you look at ancestral culture, sugar has entered our diets just within the last, 100 years? It is. Sugar is terrible. And so I know that I will never be 100% completely free from it, but I can limit it as much as I can. Hey, Miss Bessie. I can limit it as much as I can. Okay, so anyway, getting back to, no matter what plan you're on, you have to go through mind games. You have to conquer cravings. You have to muster up willpower no matter what you do. So I think it really depends on your goals. And just remember that every plan is a tool to help you reach the goals that you have. No matter the plan, you're gonna have obstacles no matter what. Okay, so all right, so let me get back to, okay, so balance. Balance is what I've been trying to work on over the last couple of weeks. I have not been tracking my macros at all. I have been doing lazy keto, so keeping everything keto friendly, but not tracking what I've been eating. But I feel great. I feel amazing. I have a lot of energy. My skin looks better. I really have slimmed down, and I'll get to the scale in a minute. Let's see, and what else? Okay, so and then I also told you guys about an exercise plan. So a guy that we go to church with, he is a CNA, and I've mentioned this before. But he works out because he has to be strong to lift his patients. And he has a passion for it, and he likes to help his friends. And so he usually will put together plans for his friends. And he's even considering getting a physical or personal trainer certification. And so he came up, I told him what equipment I have at home, and he has come up with a plan for me. So last week was my first full week doing it, still doing it, and I love it. I can, even though you can't see any definition or any muscles whatsoever to speak of, I feel them. And that's like really, really cool. Like when I'm working with weights, I can feel my muscles tightening and getting stronger, and it's a really, really neat feeling. So I've been working on that. Let's see. The garden is coming in, so we've been eating fresh vegetables pretty much every day. Eating green beans, cucumbers, carrots, tomatoes. Of course, I go easy on the carrots because they are, a higher carb vegetable. But yeah, just, doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And I don't think I've ever been on an eating plan this long, but it's just like my mind has been set. So I even ate an apple, which I know, a lot of people are worried about fruits and vegetables on a low carb lifestyle, but again, it's a tool. So you learn when to have carbs, because there are appropriate times to have carbs. You also learn how to eat. And honestly, something else, you guys, if you're interested in Trim Healthy Mama, keto is very, very similar to Trim Healthy Mama. At least that's what I'm learning. Keto meals are deep S meals, right? And then since I've been learning a lot about fitness and nutrition and things like that, there are times when you can do what's called a carb up or carb cycling, and even doing those things, they recommend that when you carb up, you keep your meals low fat, because it's the same principle. They both recognize that. Yes, even my hands have gotten small. Actually, look, my wedding ring is like slipping off. I even told my husband the other day, I was like, oh my goodness, my wedding ring is starting to get really loose. But anyway, so it's the same concept. The keto community recognizes that keeping your fats and your carbs separate is important. So anyway, I just thought I would throw that out there as well. Okay, so that is how I have done the last few weeks. What does the scale say? It actually, you'd probably be surprised to know. Okay, so the last Wellness Wednesday I had finally reached my 20-pound weight loss mark, right? So that is, what did we say, 4 weeks ago? I have only lost 2 pounds. Okay, so this morning I got on the scale, I was 185.8. But I honestly feel like, I haven't measured myself this week. But in fact, I left my book downstairs. But I did share a little, hey Jonathan, I did share a little thing on Instagram and Facebook that had like how much I've lost as far as inches. But I really like my clothes are fitting better. I'm like I can even tell, and you guys, you don't know because you don't see my arms typically, but my arms have gotten slimmer. My waist has gotten smaller. My legs have got, I'm starting to lean out a little bit. I don't know if that's the right term, but anyway. So yeah, 4 weeks, I've only lost 2 pounds, but I really feel like, in those 2 weeks, I've also been strength training. And they say muscle weighs more than fat. And then also my friend Kyle, the personal trainer, he did say that a lot of times when you start working out, your weight shifts or like redistributes or something. But anyway, let's see. I think if it's a whole food, clean, eating it, it's not really cheating. Yeah, and I feel the same way. It's like, again, like the carrots. I eat it in moderation. I still have it. I just don't eat very much of it because I do recognize that it is a higher carb food. In fact, somebody gave my husband a bag of corn on the cob that he grew in his garden, and I had a little piece of it. I didn't really need any more than that, but that's always been the way I felt about it too. It's just like, okay, if God made it for us, we should be able to consume it, and I still truly believe that. But I think there's appropriate ways to eat things as well. So yeah, I've lost 2 pounds. I'm down to 185, and let's see. Okay, so what I plan on doing going forward is just keep on keeping on. I'm trying to, with the exercise, just as I feel stronger or things become a little bit easier, to increase sets. And I'm planning on doing a separate video showing you what my workout regimen is, as well as showing you my home gym. Just showing you guys, I mean, like, almost everything that I have workout wise, I have gotten at Five Below. If you guys have a Five Below, you have to check out their workout equipment. If you don't have a Five Below, they have a website. Any more skunks in the yard? No. And I will tell you this, Jack was talking about us going live tonight, so when he gets home, which will be in a few hours, we can, we'll probably get back on here and go live again, and then just kind of give everybody an overall update of the garden, what's just been going on the homestead, that kind of stuff. But anyway, so yeah, so that's how things have been going. I feel like I've been like running my mouth constantly. So, okay, now I'm gonna stop talking. And if you guys have any questions, I will try to answer them. If I don't know, I'll tell you. Like I said, I can only speak from experience. So let me know. I mean, or just tell me how you're doing. How's your gardens doing? 17 minutes, that's how long I ran my mouth. Sorry about that. I did get my hair cut too. I said I was gonna grow my hair out, but I decided that I'm just a short hair kind of girl, and I may try to grow it out some other time, but right now, I'm just digging the short hairstyle. Is keto like Atkins? It's similar. I think Atkins is focused on low carb, where keto is focused more on high fat, low carb. And I also think that, if I remember correctly, Atkins was also more of a high protein diet, where keto is a moderate protein diet. In fact, most keto experts recommend that most of your diet come from greens, and healthy fats come from like coconuts, like coconut oil, coconut butter, avocados, things like that. So there's a lot of misinformation or preconceived notions about keto. People just think that you eat bacon all the time, and that's not true. That's not a healthy keto diet. Let's see. Working out daily or alternatively with cardio? Both. I work out every day, but each day I work a different thing. So yes, Monday is total body. Tuesdays and Thursdays are cardio. Wednesdays, let's see, I'm trying to remember. Wednesdays are legs, and Fridays are arms, abs, back, if I remember that right. I cheated with an apple. Well, woman, I know, and it was a Granny Smith, and I regret nothing. Do I eat dairy? That's a good question, and thank you for bringing that up, because that actually reminds me of something I was going to talk about. So I actually I was going to say dairy-free, but the truth is I went low dairy. I cut most dairy out of my diet for the whole month of June to see if that would help me with digestive issues, and it did for the most part. I still have some issues, but I will tell you, this is the crazy part. And when I say digestive, I'll just tell you, I'm talking about chronic constipation. That's what I'm talking about. And I was hoping that by cutting out dairy, or most dairy, I would have relief. And for the most part I did, but I noticed that the days that I skipped exercising, I did not use the bathroom. The days that I do exercise, I'm able to go. So I don't know, that's just something that I've noted. I think the combination of low dairy and exercise and making sure that I'm getting plenty of water, that those have all helped me immensely. So thank you for asking that. So in all, the answer to that question is I eat low dairy. So like I've noticed that I'm fine with using butter. I have been using ghee, but I've started introducing butter back into my diet. I've been eating a little bit of sour cream. Where I run into problems is if I eat cheese, like cream cheese or cheddar cheese, things like that. But there are low dairy types of cheese, like Parmesan is one, mozzarella is another. And so I'm okay with Parmesan. And I'm okay with a little bit of mozzarella. If I eat too much mozzarella, it's not good. But yeah, and actually Thomas DeLauer, if you guys follow Thomas DeLauer, he actually has a whole video devoted to keto-friendly cheese, and he mentions the ones that are low dairy. I gotta run. Thank you, Aurora. Thank you so much for hanging out. What would your advice be for beginning intermittent fasting? Hey, Southern Dawn Home Living. My advice would be to take it slow. And I think this is something that most people who have that do intermittent fasting, just keep pushing your window back a little bit. Like do a couple of days where, maybe you skip breakfast, or even start at just making sure that you don't eat past a certain time, which is really better for your digestion anyway. So my window to stop eating is at 7 o'clock. I don't eat past 7 if I can help it. Sometimes dinner just runs a little bit late. But just, if you start making sure you don't eat past a certain time at night. And then once you feel pretty comfortable with that, then start pushing your morning time eating back a little bit. Maybe don't have breakfast until 10 or 11. And if you get to 11, it's like, well, maybe I'll just not worry about it and have lunch at 12. Generally what I do is I have like a brunch at 11. So it'll be my not my one main meal, but like I'll just skip breakfast altogether and then have an early lunch. Let's see. Yeah, and then just keep pushing it back till you're comfortable. There have been a couple of times that I've done one meal a day, but that was mostly accidental. It was just I was busy and I wasn't hungry, so I forgot to eat. And then, but I typically eat 2 meals a day. I feel better by not eating in the morning, which is funny because I've always been a breakfast eater. Keto is high fat, moderate protein, and low carb. Yes, indeed it is. Going through the same thing with constipation. Yeah, it's rough. And this is actually something my husband and I were talking about. He was saying that it's terrible and it's not normal. And I said, actually, in the research that I have been doing, it is actually very normal. People just don't like talking about it. Most people have, they have issues one way or the other. Either they're chronically constipated or they have chronic diarrhea. But a lot of it has to do with how we eat. Most of it can be controlled by how you eat. So yeah, I'm just like, some people have it worse than I do. It's not the end of the world. It's just a matter of, experimenting. Let's see. Thank you, Courtney. I like my short, sassy hair too. Bob haircut for 8 years and I'll never go back. Thank you. Thank you so much. Still adding coconut milk to coffee. Let me tell you what I did. After I ran out of my coconut cream, sorry, my eye itches. After I ran out of coconut cream, I had been hearing about nut pods. And so I went to Kroger, and Kroger had nut pods. Very, very expensive. It's $4 for this little carton. But I like the ingredients. It was almond milk, coconut cream, and a couple of other things. It was unsweetened. And I got it home and I was like, I mean, it's okay. But it tasted like coconut cream. I couldn't tell a difference between what I was already doing and this. And so, I mean, it's all right. I'm not a huge fan. I probably won't buy it again, the Nut Pods. But I really love coffee creamer, and I went without it for a long time, thinking I'll get used to it. But I never stopped missing coffee creamer, so I finally broke down and just got some sugar-free coffee creamer. I thought, if this is the one dirty keto thing that I do, you know, I don't know. I know it's not the best. I know that, but I love coffee creamer. So, and again, keto is not a life sentence, it's a tool. So I'm like, if that's my one thing, you know, I don't know. Let's see. Do you still have coffee with fat? Okay, good. Sorry. I keep getting phone calls. Anyway, yes, I do still have coffee when I'm fasting, but I drink it black when I'm fasting. Some mornings I don't fast, and I will go ahead and have coffee, and I will do the creamer with MCT oil. So it's like dirty, but still with some of the good stuff. Yes, major victory. I love bulletproof coffee. Let's see. But yeah, so what I've done the last couple of times for bulletproof is I will use some of my coffee creamer with my MCT oil and my pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt, and that's what I've been having. Let's see. Yeah, sugar-free French vanilla is what I've gotten the last couple of times. Let's see. My dear friend has done keto for years. She has a dairy allergy, but she uses goat's milk cheeses. I have found so many great recipes when their family comes over for dinner. That's awesome. And yeah, that's one thing I plan on trying. I haven't purchased any goat milk cheese yet, but I've always heard that if you have dairy sensitivities, that generally people can handle the goat cheese. Let's see. Someone had a great coffee creamer video. I'll find it for you. Thank you. But yeah, what I had been doing before I wrote down and got coffee creamer again is I had done everything from the heavy whipping cream, which again, going low dairy, I had to stop doing that. And then I was putting ghee, coconut cream, which coconut cream, if you're wondering, the way I was doing it is I was taking a can of coconut milk, you put it in the refrigerator, all the cream floats to the top and it solidifies. So I would just scoop the cream off the top and then pour the water that was in the bottom into a jar, and then I froze it. So I would do the coconut cream, ghee, collagen, MCT oil, and sometimes I would do a square of 100% cacao chocolate, and then some stevia, and that really is delicious. I mean, it tastes like a mocha, and it's thick and creamy and super duper good. But I just want a creamer. So, let's see, down 11 pounds in 4 weeks. Yay, that is so awesome, Kimberly. I'm so excited for you. Let's see, Dr. Eric Westman has suggested milk of magnesia in the evening for constipation or magnesium citrate. I was taking magnesium citrate. I was taking that every day. Even MCT oil helped sometimes, but it didn't help regularly. I don't know, the way my body tends to do is something will work for me for a little while and then it won't work, if that makes sense. But yes, I was taking magnesium citrate. I didn't try the milk of magnesia though. It's thundering and lightning. Hopefully I won't lose y'all. Major victory, generally when people type in all caps, they're not yelling. It's just to make sure that the person doing the video will see their comment. So she's not yelling. You're fine. Yes, I have heard of Dr. Axe. He's now selling a multi-collagen protein and bone broth protein. I have seen that. Their prices are kind of steep between Dr. Berg, Dr. Axe. The last couple of times that I have purchased collagen peptides, I actually got them at TJ Maxx. They were, you know, a lot better priced, but they were from grass-fed beef. And I am out now, though. I do need to get some. I may just have to break down it. Because, I mean, and if you're not familiar with collagen, for those of you who are kind of new to keto and you're maybe starting to wonder about some of the supplements, collagen is really, really good for skin elasticity. It's good for, it's high in protein. It's good for hair, skin, nails, joints, all of that stuff. My main reason for using it is because when it's all said and done, I hope to have lost 50 pounds. And where I've carried 2 children and got really, really big during pregnancy, my skin stretched out around my midsection as far as it could go. In fact, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I had stretch marks that bled. So I know that there's just not a lot of elasticity left there. So I'm taking collagen, hoping that that's going to help. So I hope to not have as much loose skin. But another thing that helps with loose skin, again, if you have a lot of weight to lose and you're worried about that, is fasting. Whenever you fast for a certain amount of time, there's a process that starts to happen called autophagy. And basically it's where your body will kind of eat down some of the dead cells. And they say that that's also really good to help with loose skin. So that might be something that you want to research. Let's see. Yes, and it's also good for bone density, and and that's something that especially women. I think women have are more prone to weak, brittle bones than men are. So definitely something to look into. Hey, Homestead Homemaker, so glad you're here. Specialty stuff, yes, it is much better at the prices. Let's see. Well, I have seen a lot of things there. I've seen MCT oil at my TJ Maxx. The collagen peptides. They also had some turmeric, and what is it that they're putting with turmeric now that's supposed to help with absorption? Starts with a C, it seems like. Let's see. I think I'll buy sugar-free and not feel as guilty. I also add MCT oil and stevia. Yeah, and there are keto creamers, which I have not tried. Because, well, they're really expensive. Curcumin, that's it. Thank you, Major Victory. That's right. But yeah, so I've seen some of that at TJ Maxx also. The video was from Cookie Crumb Fun. Oh, okay. The THM Trimmy Mix. Thank you. I will look that up and see what she uses. I know she's a big Trim Healthy Mama advocate. Hey, Julie from Georgia. Let's see. Is there anything else? I don't know. It feels weird finally talking to you guys after being off for so long. But yeah, so garden's coming in. I'm eating a lot of, zucchini, radishes, cucumbers, peppers. Tomatoes are just now starting to come in. I had a couple of thick slices of my mortgage lifter tomatoes, and I mean, it was like one of those where your eyes kind of roll back in your head because you're just like, oh, that's the stuff. That's the stuff. So anyway, okay, well, I can't think of anything else. So if you guys don't have any more questions, hey, Cheryl, then I will go ahead and jump off of here. My kitchen is a mess. Tomatoes. I know I love tomatoes. It's one of my favorite things. Love it so much. But yeah, I can't think of anything else. So yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and get off here. Like I said, Jack and I will probably hop on again this evening when he gets home from work. I don't really know what time yet, but we will give you guys an update on the homestead. We'll talk about, I guess you guys probably saw the video where we hit the deer with our car. So we have that saga to tell you. What time will we be coming back? I'm not sure, but as soon as he and I decide, I will post it on Facebook. If you guys don't follow us over on Facebook, we have a Facebook page called Freedom Homestead. And then, of course, we're also on Instagram. I'm Tangi, Tangi _ Freedom Homestead. Then Jackie's is Jack _ Freedom Homestead on YouTube or on Instagram. So you can follow us there. Ooh, zucchini au gratin. Man, that sounds good. Let's see. Miss you tonight. I don't get home from Bible study until 9. Oh no. Yeah, our church actually calls off Wednesday night Bible study because a lot of churches in our area have revivals. So it's, you know, if we can go visit, and we also have a lot of people out on vacation as well. So we reconvene back to Wednesday night Bible studies on in August. So anyway, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I am now 22 pounds down. Week 19, 22 pounds down. It's coming off slower than it does for a lot of people, but that is okay. I'm all about the goal, the destination, the journey, all of that. I'm okay with it coming off slowly. So anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and we will see y'all tonight. Follow us on Facebook if you aren't already, so you'll know what time to join us this evening if you can. And that's all. Bye, guys.